thank you so much, and I loved the book, and I found a lot that really resonated with me with this book as a Jewish New Yorker, obviously. And I guess obviously, I guess my question is really, I mean, fitting for the New York Jewish Book Festival. What makes this a Jewish book? And kind of how that fits into the theme, and it's kind of like what makes this a New York book, because those are kind of euphemisms for each other.
I know. When I was about to publish the book, someone asked me if I didn't want to change the title because it's a little New Yorky. And I was like, what do you mean? It means Jewish. And I guess this is the thing I've been thinking about, because I'm asked that question a lot these days. I also am very lucky to be at a network that has the actual most Jewish show running, which is The Patient. The Patient is the most Jewish show ever to be on television, and I include, I don't know, Yentl wasn't a show. I include that. I think, I'll say two things. Number one, that when I hear that question, this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the fact that my hero, again, Jonathan Franzen, wrote this book this year called Crossroads that's about a youth pastor who's struggling with his faith and fidelity in the church. What's the thing you live in a church? A church?
A rectory?
Yes, a rectory. We don't know. We don't know, right? Right in this room? Thank you. He lives in a rectory with his family, and they're all struggling with their faith. And that is called a great American novel. I have a mezuzah, and like in the third episode, there's a Shabbat dinner, and this is called a Jewish show. And to me, what that says is like, this old question that we've always had, which is like, are we Americans? Like the big Philip Roth question is, are Jews Americans? I guess the answer is no. You know, in light of everything that's going on in this country and in other countries, it must be that for this to be so radical, this is a show that takes place in New York, but the guy's named Fleishman and he has a mezuzah. I don't know. So I guess that's what makes it a Jewish show, is that it is radical. A thing I did not realize. I was always told from the time I was in college that you write what you know. And I don't even think I'm writing, I'm just writing like who I hang out with. And I guess it's radical for Jews to just walk around being Jewish without talking about it. Or without leaving Orthodoxy, or without becoming Orthodox. Like the trajectory that the American, perhaps Midwestern viewership needs is to watch Orthodox people try to leave Orthodoxy, even though the Orthodox people I know are very happy. Or just be tortured about Jewishness, or be worried about anti-Semitism. To get up in the morning and go to work and come home is radical.
I have a slightly different answer to the question, if I may.
He may.
As a critic, which is that what makes this a Jewish novel and a Jewish show is it is fundamentally about the inescapability of ethical duty, and that you can run as far as you want. And this is what defines American Jewish literature as Jewish, because what you said about your book, about just the sort of the casual Jewishness in a way of the characters, is true of a lot of Malamud and Roth and other writers as well.
Are those called Jewish books?
Well, what I would say that what marks, what defines, at least in sort of American Jewish literature, let's say, I'm not an expert on all of the other things, but is that no matter how far you go into America or into sex or into anything else, in a way the commandments will come and get you. You know, the ethical duties, whether they're expressed religiously or not, the imperative to do the right thing will find you, and you will have to reckon with that. And I think that that's what this book is about, what this show is about.
That's what makes my book. and
That's
my
what makes
show
your book a Jewish
show,
right?
That's amazing. That's amazing. I thought it was because his name was Fleishman and he had a mezuzah.
No.
It's amazing. I mean, there's a bat mitzvah coming up.
Okay.